Hey everyone, Miss Reimer here with Music Teacher Message. Boy, does it feel good to say that again. So it's been a while since my last upload. It's probably been a little over 2 years. And I thought it was high time to reboot the channel and kind of explain what I've been up to, where I've been, what's different now, what's the same, all that good stuff. So today's kind of a catch-up video. So the last time I posted was right before I started my master's program. I was working on my master's through the University of Michigan, and I thought in the summer of 2020, I thought I would be able to continue posting YouTube videos during that summer while I was taking classes. I don't know what I was thinking. But I had pre-recorded some videos of me just making music and I just had to edit them. I didn't have time for that. I barely had time to like sleep and eat and shower. So YouTube just didn't happen. And then I hoped once school started back up that I would be able to get back to YouTube then. That year though, I ended up, it almost felt like I had 2 full-time jobs. I was teaching middle school all day long, and then they also had me teaching remote music. So that was K through 5 music for anyone who chose to do remote learning in the 2020 to 2021 school year. And so I had about 500 students online, in addition to a full schedule teaching middle school during the day. Most of that was in person. I did have some online classes, and sometimes I had a room full of students in front of me and a whole room on my computer. So it was like 2 full classes at the same time, but some of them were here and some of them were online. It was a rough year. It was a good year of teaching. I enjoyed what I was doing, but it was a lot of work. And by the time I was done recording all of these online lessons every week for all of my K through 5 lessons, and then all the live online middle school lessons, I was just kind of over recording videos teaching music, to be honest. I was also really short on time because I was working on my master's at that point. So my master's program that I was doing was called a Summers Only Master of Music in Music Education program. And for a Summers Only program, there was actually a lot of work that had to be done during the school year. So I think they called it Summers Only because we only had to be on campus during the summer, but there was a lot of work to do during the school year on this big project. They call it your capstone project. And it's basically the project that you do at the very end of everything, and that determines if you get to graduate or not. So about every month I would have a Zoom call with a professor, usually lasts about 2 hours, and I would update her on all the work I had done for the last month. So it was a lot of like working on my own time when it fit into my schedule, but it was a lot of reading, a lot of writing papers, stuff like that. So I just didn't feel like I was able to focus on YouTube that year, which is a bummer because I missed doing YouTube, but I just didn't feel like I could do everything that I needed to at work. And I had a lot of work stuff to do at home, and then all of my Michigan stuff as well, that I just didn't think if I added YouTube that I would do a good job of it at that point. Then came the summer of 2021. I thought, again, I was kind of hoping I could get back to YouTube, but that summer we were actually on campus for Michigan. The first summer we were online because that was right when like COVID hit. So summer of 2021, I got to go to the University of Michigan. And you know, it would have been nice to get back to YouTube. I wasn't expecting it because at that point I kind of knew how much work all of this was for Michigan. So I had a great summer of like studying and taking classes and meeting the people that I had talked to on Zoom the year before. But still no YouTube. Then came the 2021-2022 school year. That was the year where this new school finally got to open. It actually opened 1 year late. Construction got behind. It was a whole big thing. So a year later, but it was good to finally get in here and get to meet our students and start teaching them and everything. I was finishing up my master's. I was in my second like school year of working on that project. And honestly, starting a new school is hard work. I don't know that I knew quite what I was getting into. A lot of times when you start a new school, you're pulling kids from like 2 different schools and kind of making those schools a little smaller by pulling kids to the new one. What we did was we actually had to redraw the district lines, and so we were getting kids from all over our district, but we also have a lot of new houses being built nearby. And so we have a lot of people that are moving into the district. All very exciting stuff, but it just made for a little bit of a difficult year with just trying to make sure we had the same expectations, you know, here that maybe they weren't used to before. We were also in the middle of all of this COVID stuff. We started the year mask optional, then we went to masks for up until Christmas, and then we were back to mask optional for the second semester. Along with that, you know, what we could and could not do in music class changed quite a bit. Could we sing? Could we not? Could we have concerts? It was a lot. So another very busy year, sadly, with no YouTube. Then, last summer, as in summer 2022, was my final summer with Michigan. I got to go and be on campus again. Probably my favorite summer because last summer a lot of things were closed that I wanted to go to because of COVID. This summer I got to do a lot of things. I was also really ahead on my work, which was awesome, so I got a little more downtime to kind of explore Ann Arbor and have some more fun. So, still no YouTube, but I finished my master's degree, and I actually got a 4.0 on my master's, which means like a perfect score. So I couldn't be happier about that. But now that that's done, it seemed like the perfect time to restart my YouTube channel. So that's where I am now. I have a little more free time in my schedule because I'm not writing huge long papers. I'm not working on big presentations right now. I don't have lots of articles to read. And so I'm kind of like, now what do I do? YouTube. So the plan is right now, I want to be posting 2 times a week. The plan is for Tuesdays to be more like teacher tips and stuff. That was kind of why I started this YouTube channel to begin with, was to reach out to other teachers and hopefully provide some tips, you know, things that I've learned throughout the years. Then on Fridays, I want to have Fun Fridays. And so those will be the days where I post more goofy things, trying out silly, you know, instruments. We were just looking at my carrot clarinet video from a couple years ago in class. You know, some, I don't even know what. I'm still kind of working on planning all that out, but some of the students were asking for vlogs, just testing different instruments out, just kind of having fun. Fridays will be like a little bit lighter. Tuesdays will be more like teachery stuff. I did have a student ask if I read my comments on YouTube. I absolutely do. I read every single one. I try to respond to them all. And now that I'm going to be posting regularly, I will be responding, like, you know, and getting on regularly to check that. So if you do want to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, it's always appreciated. It does help YouTubers to get their video to reach other people, and not just like the people that I personally know, but it'll suggest it to other people who might be interested in these kinds of videos. So anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you getting on and checking it out, and I will see you in the next one.